guys, it's Empress. Let's get to it.
It's more than a statement, it's a way of life. Celebration, the Miss Jessie talking.
Learn stuff through him.
Scene in a movie where she's lifting
Yeah.
cassettes. Maybe
Yeah.
she's stealing
She
Madonna
learned-
cassettes. I don't
She
know.
learned that from her boyfriend.
Yes,
It
it's
wasn't her fault. She was a victim of circumstance.
Yeah. It's just business then. It's
Exactly.
it's not a she's. You like this woman.
Yeah, and that's
you
the other
do
thing.
like her.
even though
Does it
she's-
bother you that audiences who will like her might also say, well, she's a thief, isn't it?
No, I don't think that they'll even think about the fact that I'm breaking the law right and left. That's what's so great about her, that she is breaking the law and doing all these.
And who cooler, right? This girl Nikki Finn or this girl Susan? I ain't seen the movie yet, so y'all know I'm rocking with Susan, okay?
Good going, stranger. Crazy things, but somehow you forgive her while she's breaking everything that she gets in the way of, or that gets in her way.
Your co-star Griffin Dunne, is he your co-star?
Yes.
All right. Not that I forgot his name. I just didn't remember how the titles went. This is television, so my part's
Oh, trying to throw shade, right? Basically, who got top billing? Is that what she's trying to say?
when I get stupid in an interview, it gets cut out, so it's okay.
Okay. How about me?
Oh, we only want your good parts too.
Oh, good.
I don't want your bad parts on television either. We have a limited amount of time on my television program, so
Exactly.
I don't put the bad parts. It makes me look bad too.
Right.
That's the best you could do, Jane. So not to worry. Griffin Dunne, your
Okay.
co-star, describing working with you on the set between takes, would find himself, as he described it, saying to himself, who is that girl, to quote the title of the
Right.
movie. So I'm tempted to ask that too.
Well,
Not
when
about
the-
Nikki Finn, but about Madonna. So for me, for Griffin Dunne, who
What, you want to know about
are
who, me or the character?
You. No, Madonna, you.
Oh, well. That would be giving all the mystery away. I'd be glad to explain my character in the movie. But I think Griffin was asking that question because when we first met and we'd have our meetings and stuff, I think I was fairly low-key. And then when we got on the set and I got into character, I mean, my character has non-stop energy, and she's extremely loud and chatty and talkative, and she's just like this human fireball. And I had to maintain that energy all the time, even in between takes. So I think I drove him a little bit insane.
He said that you were a very noisy girl.
Yes, but I'm supposed to drive him insane in the movie, so it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mystery, yes, mystery is an important component in your career, maybe your life, but certainly your career, and I don't want you to give all the secrets away, but in any good mystery there are clues. What are some of the clues that might describe who Madonna is?
That's a tough question. I'm not a man.
Ah.
That's a clue.
All right. Where did you come from?
I came from Michigan.
Where in Michigan?
Well, I was born in Bay City.
Bay City?
Yeah.
You know what? I thought she was gonna pull like one of those, like smart answers, right? Or did you come from? I thought she was gonna say like my mother, my father. Right, let's go.
Little town?
Mm-hmm.
Small
Little
town?
smelly town in northern Michigan.
Why do you say smelly town?
Because they had, it was like it was like New Jersey. There was a lot of chemical dumps there or something.
Yeah.
So
So do you say little smelly town with some affection or with complete distaste?
no, no, I have great affection for Bay City. And then I grew up in Pontiac and other suburbs around Detroit. And then I moved to New York.
Can you figure that out? Why someone who is arguably, and I have seen this in print, the biggest star in the world today, came from Bay City, Michigan?
Well,
How is that possible?
James Dean came from some small town in Indiana. I mean,
Y'all did tell me that Jimmy's about James Dean. So maybe Madonna was relating.
I think you got to come from a, big cosmopolitan city to be a
Obviously
big star.
don't. We could probably sit here and come up with a much longer list than
Yeah.
Madonna and James Dean.
Yeah.
And it interests me, too, that James Dean came from...
I mean, that's true. Like, Michael Jackson came from Gary, Indiana. Like, what y'all saying? Let's go.
a little town in Indiana.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How does great talent...
I think a lot of it has to do with imagination and the great desire and need to get out of that small town kind of feeling and go somewhere and be somebody because you feel like you're missing something.
All those people, those kids grew up, go to the New York School for the Performing Arts. All of those kids who go to Los Angeles and they're child stars and they're talented.
Right.
They didn't get to be among the biggest entertainers in the world today, but this little girl grew up from Bay City, Michigan, and somehow
Well, they're not
Did
as
it?
driven as I am. Probably not as hungry as I was
Right.
for it,
Do you know why you, of all the other kids in Bay City, Michigan, to my knowledge, hasn't produced anybody else? And presumably there were some hungry other people.
Well,
What
Pontiac
made you
or-
even more driven? Do you know?
I think coming from a big family, has something to do with it.
How big?
8 brothers and sisters, and wanting,
Dang.
that sort
many
of
of them?
competitiveness you have when there's a whole bunch of you, and you want your parents' attention, and you don't want the hand-me-down clothes. You know what I mean? You want to stand out. You want to be treated special, and then also my mother dying. I think that had a lot to do with me saying, well, after I got over my heartache, saying, well, I'm going to be really strong then. Or if I can't have my mother, I'm going to take care of myself.
How old were you when your mother died?
6.5.
That's plenty old enough to know and remember your mother, isn't it?
Mm.
What was she like?
She was beautiful and very loving and devoted to her children, very children-oriented.
She died of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
A long illness?
2 years, I think, approximately.
Mm. I wonder about that. If when a trauma happens in a little girl's life
Mhm.
like that, do you think? I'm psychology. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that to a degree, that 6.5-year-old girl stopped, froze in development, and that somewhere in your character there's still that same little girl? There's so much little girl about you, that vulnerability, even a little playfulness. It's not all a tragic
Yeah,
little girl.
but I don't think you have to have I don't think one of your parents needs to die for you to maintain a childlike quality in yourself. I think certain people let it stay, and certain people kill it as they grow older.
Okay, if it's not the childlike quality,
Mm-hmm.
that driven, what made you different from
Well,
everybody
like, I think
else?
As I said before, a hunger, a desire to find something to take the place of my mother. I think maybe that might have made me separate.
And maybe Jane is just written in the stars, okay? Like, when she was born, it was already the God's master plan. Madonna gonna be Madonna. Let's go. Like, what do you want this woman to say? Let's go.
Or different.
It's like they make rare metalloids or
Mhm.
elements that are forged
Mm-hmm.
in high heat and pressure.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that happened to you. You were born with gifts, beauty,
Yeah. Mhm.
talent.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are, maybe not a lot, but people are born with talent
Yeah.
and beauty. But something happened
Mm-hmm.
and something special emerged.
Right.
Hmm. Do I overanalyze or? who
Yeah.
knows?
No.
She
But
do.
usually, tragedy makes you stronger. So
You are.
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
You're strong. You are a strong person. I mean, that certainly is you give off strength. You
Yes.
really do, but
Mhm.
one never knows if that is
A cover-up?
a cover-up. Yeah.
I think some of it is, you know. I think I have as many vulnerabilities as I have strengths. But the strengths usually overpower the weaknesses, hopefully.
In your household, as you grew up and with lots of
So was Jay trying to shoot for like one of them Barbara Walters types? I'm about to be crying. One of them Oprah type interviews. I'm crying, right? Is that what Jay shoot for? Did she think she was about to break Madonna down on national TV or something? Try again.
brothers and sisters, and a father who was an engineer,
Mhm.
college educated, white collar.
Mhm.
So if you weren't wealthy, you were middle class.
Mm-hmm.
And a father with strong values,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Catholic schools,
Yeah. Until my last few years of high school, I went to public
A's
school.
on your report cards.
Yeah, I was a good student.
When did the rebellion, or the little flashes of it, begin?
Well, just because I was doing good in school doesn't mean I wasn't rebelling against my parents.
Right.
I wanted to do good in school, but wanting to wear dresses above my knees and wear lipstick and go out on dates with boys was considered rebellious in my family.
What were some of the gestures of rebellion that you recall?
Something that I did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, when I would go to school dressed a certain way, or no, I would come down to breakfast dressed very modestly and eat my breakfast, and I would go back upstairs and borrow a girlfriend's miniskirt and put that on and put my winter coat on over it and go to my bus stop, and my stepmother would think that I was dressed a certain way, and I wasn't. And then I'd go in the bathroom and put tons of makeup on, you know. So
I mean, my mom was strict, but I feel like all girls go through that, right? And sometimes maybe boys, where you're going to your parents like, no, you're too young. You're like, nope, sorry, hit me up in the bathroom, flat iron. Who got the Mac, right? Who got that Fenty? Okay, let's go.